Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Proline, the longest-running sports handicapping show in America. It is Monday, the day after Week 1, Sunday in the NFL. I'm John Cranton, joined by world champion handicapper Jim Feist. We are in Vegas. I'm going to take a look at some of the recaps, some of the Sunday games, plus we got a couple of Monday night games going on tonight. Give you some line movement on the games and some insight. First, Jim, you had a nice undefeated streak with these NFL high rollers on Sunday, a perfect 2-0. In fact, it was the same game. You had the Detroit Lions, big fourth quarter for them, and the over the total in the same game. Plus, you have another red-hot baseball inner circle release going on Monday night.
That's right, John. It's the start of the NFL season, which I'm always really excited about because over the past, several decades, I've had mostly really good seasons and a few not so, but not really losing seasons. I think maybe out of 20 years, I've had one losing season. So it's, in a couple of years, I've hit damn near 65% on my overall picks, and the totals have mostly been great. I mean, we're not reading Monday morning's newspaper when we do these things. So we have to, there's a lot of projections. You're not going to hit 70, 80%. You can do it, but it's not going to happen very often unless you really isolate down to a very few plays. Now, I'm talking about football, but I have to throw this out. Does anybody understand the psychology of what's going on with the Indians and the Dodgers? I mean, a couple of weeks ago, the Dodgers were arguably the best team anybody had ever seen play baseball. And now they've lost 10 in a row. And they can't seem to get out of their own way. Same people, same players, same coach, same manager, everything. For the most part, the units are together. But now they can't do anything right. And this is a bad time to do that because they're going to be going into the playoffs. And can you turn it around? They're going to have to get this turned around very quickly because there's only about 20 games left in the regular season. So they're going to have to play to get back into form where they otherwise could have coasted. The Indians, on the other side, they chopped all year. They were up a couple, down a couple. Here, they're good, they're bad. Now, this is incredible. I understand there's 5 teams that have had longer winning streaks in baseball. I can't name who they are.
Well, the last one was 2002. Oakland won 20 in a row, and they got knocked out in the first round.
That's typical. Now they have to win, and then they can't. They get in there, and they can't do it. But now you get the Indians, who were there last year, and they went to the 10th inning in Game 7 and lost to the Cubbies. They're playing the best baseball right now, and obviously, they're going to have a tough time with Houston should that matchup ever happen to get to the World Series, because now Houston adding Verlander is that much more difficult to beat. But right now, hats off to the Indians, 18 in a row, which is absolutely incredible, and they'll likely, unless hell freezes over today, they'll probably do it again today. So I mean, they got this is a great matchup. The 3-1 favorite, though. I mean, it's the only way you can bet this team is on the run line and hope for the best. But it's pretty incredible what they're doing. Going to football. Now tonight we got 2 games. We got a 4:10, which is 7:10 East Coast. That's the Saints at the Vikings. The Vikings opened 3.5, 47.5. There's been some upward tick in a lot of places up to 48. I haven't seen any higher than that. But the 47.5 is also prevailing out there. So that hasn't moved much, but there has been take on the Saints. The hook is gone. It's 3s now. And I don't expect to see too much Minnesota money here because, the way the games, first of all, the road teams did very well. The unders did very well. So that's going to be a prevailing thought in the bettors' minds, of course, for a time being. So I'd say the 3 is going to be pretty stable. I don't think anybody out there is going to give you 3.5 to take because that seems to be what everybody wants to do. So I think 3 is going to be stable. The second game is Denver opened 5. It's down to 3.5 or 2.5. Excuse me, 3 or 2.5. There was no 3.5s that I saw. Not recently, anyway. The Chargers, who got displaced out of San Diego, playing in L.A. now. They are the L.A. Chargers. And if you need to abbreviate that, they'll be abbreviated just like the Clippers were, LAC. And we have an LAR, too, which is the Rams, which had an incredible game yesterday against a high school team, the Colts, who, and I'll get into that, too. Pagano is interesting, and what a character. But anyway, Denver right now is 2.5 or 3. And the total is 42, so that's down from 44. I understand that. And like I said, a lot of games went under. So the road teams did well, and the unders did well. That doesn't mean that's going to continue, but that's what the short trend was. Interesting game. Denver with the marginal quarterback, and Simeon. Better defense, of course, than just they have one of the best. And the Chargers coming in with a top-flight quarterback who would have been to many Super Bowls had he had a coach and a team around him when he needed it. But be that as it may, they come into the season healthier than they have been. They were banged up real bad last year. So a lot of the money has come in. Most of the money has come in on the Chargers here, and that's why the line went from 5 to 2.5.